Okay, just let me do something real quick. Okay. Okay, I think it's up. Let me check real quick. Alright, my face isn't appearing in the thing right now, but it's whatever. It should be fine. Alright, welcome to this video, everyone. In this video, I originally was gonna make this an original, like a normal video, but I was lazy, so I didn't want to animate. So I'm gonna try to help you guys either make an object show or how to improve it. Just know I'm still not the best at this, so I'll give it a shot. I'll try to help. I know a bunch of people have been asking like, how do I create an object show or how do I improve it? So yeah, I'll try to help. All right, all right. So all right, before anything, yes, the last live stream was a disaster. I hope the same thing won't happen for this video. Anyway, let's give this a shot. Alright, so the first tip is that when you're creating a character, make sure like the name of the character, it's just what the object is. Because I've seen a few object shows where they just change the name of an object just because that object is in another show. For example, I forgot the name of the object show. I think it was Ultimate Insanity. The host of that show is named Green Pen. It's perfectly fine to just have the character be named Pen. There's nothing wrong with that. Sure, it could like mix up the characters themselves, but if you get really used to object shows, you'll be able to tell them apart. Another thing when creating characters, how do I explain this? Hmm. So when you're creating a character, just try not to go overboard on the design. I remember I tried so hard on I think it was Firecoin's old design and it came out awful. I spent 3 hours working on that and yet it was awful. So that's basically it for character creating, at least for me. So yeah. Alright, let's go on to the next tip. Alright. Episode production. So the production is this goes for everything, but the production mainly is up to you on how you want to do it. If you want to cancel an episode, rewrite an episode, or just reanimate a whole episode, go ahead. But this is mainly just try not to get lazy when doing an episode. For example, in in Race for the Million 3, originally there was going to be like another 5 minutes to the episode, but to get it out in that monthly thing I wanted to do, I just cut out 5 whole minutes. Why? Because I was lazy. So yeah, just try not to cut scenes If you think the scene is bad, or if you just don't like how it's coming out, or if it's just not important to the episode, go ahead, cut it out. It's up to you. Another thing, when you're animating or trying to get an animation software or a recording software, you don't need to have a computer like mine. I remember a while ago, I actually got a comment saying, "I wish I had a computer like yours." I mean, that just kind of broke my heart because, like, for the longest time, most of my videos were made on a Chromebook, and yet those are the most popular videos on my channel. The quality doesn't have to be great. It doesn't even have to be good. You can just do it however you want, and it doesn't matter what device you're making it on. And then the microphone, you don't need a microphone for the start of your channel, or at all, basically, because again, you can just get the audio from your computer, a built-in microphone, or your phone. It really is okay on how your setup is. Everyone starts out slow, and everyone gets better. Another thing about production is you don't need to try to make the episode so good just because you want views. Because there are a lot of smaller object shows out there, mine being included. But I'm just happy I could make people happy. I mean, I tried too hard on Racer the Million episode 1, and that I do not like how it's coming out. I do not like how it came out. Not the reboot. I messed that up, sorry. But you can just make the object show however you want. It's perfectly fine. And then I was gonna say something else. What was I gonna say? I can't remember. Alright, so, okay, I think I remember. You do not have... This is up to you, but you don't have to just simplify the animation just to get it done quicker. I've done that so many times over my videos. Like, for example, in the chips and fishing video, originally Ruby was supposed to walk, or was it it was one of the Adobe Animate videos. I think it was the fish and chips one. Originally, Ruby was supposed to walk on screen, but I struggled with the walking animation at the time, so I just had her standing as soon as the video started. I mean, I'm better at using Adobe Animate now, but I just simplified the animation just to get it done quicker. And that's always bugged me to this day. And that's pretty much it about the production. Alright, up next is the beginning. Beginning an episode. When you're beginning an episode, in my opinion, it's probably best to avoid any dialogue saying, "Oh, I'm so nervous for the elimination," because we see it so many times. 2, we already know that they're nervous because it's the first elimination. That means they're worried on how they'll do for the rest of the game. And in my opinion, at least, I don't think too many people like whenever that kind of scene is there. And because it's how I feel, so I don't know, my opinion's just different from everyone. But I'd say just avoid that kind of dialogue. And also probably avoid the characters sitting down as soon as an episode starts. Because I think for literally every single Brawl the Objects episode, the episode starts with someone sitting down, because we see that a lot. Try having your characters do something, like maybe them going on a hike, maybe them trying to steal the votes to rig them or something. But I'd say try to avoid the characters saying they're nervous. Alright, so I know this one probably can't. This is okay. This is probably something you guys would disagree on. Something I'm really having trouble saying this, but try to avoid filler scenes. For example, Object Oppose. Object Oppose, I still like the show, but we have everyone who's seen it knows about the long dialogue scenes. In like 3 of the episodes, the elimination takes place over half the video. And in I think 2 episodes, the characters just spend so much time talking that there's only 5 minutes left of the episode in a 40, not 40, in like a 25-minute episode. Uh, so I know that kind of, um, I know that might be a little bit odd because there are some scenes that do that do happen for a while and are super good. For example, BFB 22, the scene where Fiery reveals he stole the diary and he did it because Leafy stole Dream Island from him. That scene is, in my opinion, that's probably one of the greatest Object Show scenes ever. But that's because Fiery has experienced something that really hurt him, and it's all because Leafy stole something from him. I'm having trouble. This is why I don't rank movies on video. But yeah, if it's an emotional moment, you can make it a little bit longer, but try not to make it too long. I'd say an emotional moment could be around 3 or 4 minutes long. Alright. Alright. Okay, here's one that I don't think too many people have a problem with, but it still probably happens. Alright. Do not change and eliminate an elimination's votes just because you want your favorite character to stay in the game. So I don't think we've seen this too many times, because I can only think of 2 examples where, okay, yeah, well, technically 3. Alright, so I'll start out with something I did. So I remember once I met someone who actually watches my videos, and he asked me if I hated YouTube Icon as a character, and I said no. The reason the person thought that is because I eliminated him when he did not have the most votes. Yeah, yeah, to this day, I hate what I did for in that episode. It made me seem like I hate YouTube Icon. Another example is an Object Oppose. It's still good, but in the episode where Taoism survives and he didn't have the most votes, and instead Joe Ball got eliminated, I had some pretty big problems with that because I don't know if he actually had the most votes or if the creator of Object Oppose just wanted to keep Taoism in. I have some problems with that scene. And the last example was in Extraordinarily Excellent Entities. I don't know if Gumball Machine had the most votes in episode 4, I think it was. Right? There's no one over there, but yeah, I've always had problems with character rigging the votes. Alright. Here's the last tip I want to give. Wrapping up an episode. Alright, so here's something I still struggle with. Don't try to add in drama at the very end of an episode. Okay, here's an example. Object Havoc. When Object Havoc episode 2 came out, if you haven't seen episode 2, go watch it before you watch this. But in Object Havoc 2, Bullet finds an underground cave? Tunnel? I don't know, cave I guess. And apparently, at least what I think, Binder was the owner of that cave. And he revealed that by doing like a gasp like he's in shock. So, and where did that come from? That's also something, because it was never revealed, at least I think. Because 1, Object Havoc got cancelled. 2, that was the very last part you see in the episode. And then in Race for the Million 2, I think, there was an after credit scene where Styx says, "Why don't I remember anything?" Originally, Race for the Million was supposed to be a trap set up by a mind-controlled lightsaber. And he erased the minds of all the contestants so they don't remember anything before they got on the show. That was seriously so awesome. But inside of Lightsaber, there's still a little bit of good left in him. That's why in episode 3, Lightsaber changed the Shining Pennies score from a 9 to a 0, because Lightsaber would have had a bad history of tree houses. I know it sounds bad, because it was. But don't try to add last-minute drama. It's not really that good. And that's it, for me at least. I don't know if this could help so many people. I don't know if it will help anyone, because you guys can do this all if you want. It's entirely your choice. But this is just some ways I would try to help you guys. So, I don't know if I'll do a follow-up video. Maybe like in 5-10 years. Never. I might do a follow-up video on how I improved. But, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. I'm going to end this live stream and go make a Q&A live stream right now, actually. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little live stream. I hope it helps. And I'll see you guys in literally 2 seconds. Later.